fans, and welcome to the return episode of Screamin from the Bleachers. My name is Alec, and of course, before we get started, we'd like to thank the great people at Pinterpe Productions for helping us shoot, edit, and produce this video here today. Today's topic, the NXT episode from April 5th, 2017. This, of course, is the episode after NXT TakeOver Orlando. What would the results be from that great show, and also, what would be next for the NXT roster? Let's take a look. Before we got to the show, of course, there are some things you have to know about the NXT roster coming into this show. Ty Dillinger, Shinsuke Nakamura, and The Revival were called up to the main roster. Of course, congratulations go out to all those men for great careers in NXT and that awesome call-up they got to the main roster. On to the show. So we open up with the announced team bringing us up to date on what will be taking place this evening. We have a women's singles competition, we have a tag team match, and we also have Oney Lorcan in singles competition against a mystery opponent. Now, right there is when I got intrigued, and I really wanted to watch this episode of NXT because mystery opponent, what does that mean? Does that mean they're going to try and copy what Monday Night Raw and SmackDown do, which call people up for NXT? They're going to call someone up from the Indies, maybe with some buzz? Who knows? I got really intrigued when I heard mystery opponent for the night. But that was later on in the night. First match of the night pins Peyton Royce versus Aaliyah. Not much to say about this match. It was a good back and forth affair, which saw Peyton Royce win via Fisherman Suplex to get the win over Aaliyah. It's kind of hard to take the women of NXT seriously, other than Asuka, because they booked Asuka so strong and so powerful with this undefeated streak that anyone who comes up to challenge Asuka, you kind of figure, oh, they're gonna become part of Asuka's streak. So until Asuka gets called up to the main roster and drops the championship, I can't really see any women in NXT challenging her. NXT then goes into glorified highlight show mode as they show highlights from the 8-person tag team match from NXT TakeOver, along with the women's championship match between Asuka and Ember Moon. But on to the actual matches of the night, as Heavy Machinery would take on the Bollywood Boys. A couple spots I want to bring up in this one. Tucker Knight has one of the Bollywood Boys in a big bear hug, and literally he tosses him to Otis Dozovich, and Otis catches him and keeps the bear hug going. I mean, what a great spot. That one was awesome. And not only that, but the finish was awesome as well. You have Otis has, again, one of the Bollywood Boys up. Looks like almost a world's strongest slam position, but then he waits. Tucker Knight's running the ropes, and he runs up behind him, and 600 plus pounds comes down on the Bollywood Boys. 1, 2, 3, match over. Oh my gosh, what a couple great spots that I absolutely love from this match. Next would be a backstage interview with Oney Lorcan about his match tonight, basically just hyping up saying, I gotta win, I'm gonna win, no matter who this mystery opponent is. Again, it still got me intrigued. Who's this mystery opponent gonna be? Of course, we're gonna have to wait in later to the night. More highlights. The Authors of Pain DIY the Revival for the tag team titles at NXT TakeOver Orlando. They go to exclusive footage from the main event of that evening, Rude and Nakamura for the NXT title. Again, I wish I was doing these reviews of NXT events back when Shinsuke debuted almost a year ago. I absolutely love watching Nakamura in the ring. I know he'll do great things on either SmackDown or Raw, wherever he depends to go. I know he's on SmackDown now, but you got to figure with that big a star power, he's going to be moved to Raw eventually. And it showed off Bobby Roode. Again, I'm kind of against the highlights, but those two had a magical match at NXT TakeOver Orlando. And that leads us into the next part of the show, which is hyping up the fact that Drew McIntyre is now back in WWE with NXT this time. And again, I can't see anything else but Drew McIntyre to go after except the NXT Championship. Of course, the man said it himself. He says, the next thing for me is the NXT Championship. I cannot wait to see that feud when it finally comes together with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Roode. It is now time for the main event of the evening. Oney Lorcan versus a mystery opponent. Now, I've told you all video. I got so excited when I saw this. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be a new call-up from the Indies that nobody knows about? Is it going to be... Who's it going to be? What are they going to try and do? They're going to try and copy Monday Night Raw and SmackDown? What are they going to do? And Elias Samson in a mask. That's the mystery opponent. Elias Samson in a mask. El Vagabundo. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but That's who it was. I'll admit, I chuckled a lot when I saw Elias Samson, trying to keep the mask on the whole time. It was kind of funny. He couldn't get the velcroed, so he was every time he did a move, you see him put his hands on it, trying to keep the mask on, because you don't want the mask to come off early. You want it to be at the perfect spot, which, let's fast forward to that perfect spot. Oney Lorcan gets on, Samson pulls Lorcan up on his shoulders, and Lorcan rips off the mask, and it reveals Elias Samson, as we all kind of figured out with the beard and the act and everything like that. Anyway, Lorcan hits his finishing move, 1, 2, 3, match is over. Of course, Samson lost to Cassius Ohno the week before in a loser leaves NXT match, so he's not supposed to be there. And he's dragged out by blonde security woman. Fade to black, show over. Now for final overall thoughts on the show. The only thing I really did like was the tag team match. It kind of showed Heavy Machinery off as a very cohesive, very good, two big guys doing what big guys do, running over the competition. That finished her again. Oh, the body slam with the 600 pounds on top of the Bollywood Boys. I could watch it over and over. What a great finish. I didn't like the fact that this was basically a glorified highlight show from NXT TakeOver Orlando. It kind of takes away from the people who are on the show. Aaliyah, Peyton Royce, and Billie Kay, Heavy Machinery Bollywood Boys, Oney Lorcan, and mystery opponent Elias Samson. Kind of takes away from them because they're showing, oh yeah, this is great, they're in the ring, but look at these highlights from NXT TakeOver. I mean, I could have done without all that. I liked the matches. Like I said, though, it felt like a glorified highlight show with some matches thrown in between. Well, folks, that's the end of the first NXT review of hopefully many more. Be sure to thumbs up this video if you like it. Subscribe to Pinterpe Productions to make sure you don't miss Screamin from the Bleachers episodes. My name's Alec, and you have a good one.